What's going on, everyone? Data Report here for datareport.info with today's pandemic update video for Wednesday, March 1st, 2023. We are starting off March on a busy note. I don't have any COVID positives to report on or any new COVID outbreaks. However, we do have some news to get to and some alarming trends in the data. So first off, starting on this. We do have a new study out that says nightclubs are one of the riskiest places to go for COVID. It's, high transmission, the hotspot for cases. This study was conducted in Japan, and it dates all the way back to 2020 in the sense that I guess they've been collecting the data since then. And it's Tokyo, Japan. I mean, look, this shouldn't be a surprise. Anytime you have these indoor places where you have big crowds, nighttime, you know how nightlife is, the bars, the restaurants, nightclubs, it's easy to transmit COVID. People have some things to drink, then they start acting out, they start having risky behavior. It's just, an easy place for COVID to spread. Then you go to this, and this was brought to my attention by username Go Spacecraft on Twitter. I love when you guys send me stuff to either report on or bring to my attention or whatever the case may be. And this says 60% of severe long COVID patients declared medically unfit to work after 2 years. Yeah, again, this should not be a surprise as well because we've reported on it here. I've reported it on Twitter as well. The staffing shortage issue. It's just insane. There are so many different places having staffing shortages. It's hard not to see that COVID is causing this. And it's just really, really a bad situation. I shared this on Twitter earlier if you want to read the whole report. Next, we come to this. CDC warns about the rise in almost untreatable Shigella bacterial infections. And it says here that this is being spread through sexual contact, particularly spreading among gay and bisexual men, but you know the deal here. COVID is ruining our immune systems, and because of it ruining our immune systems, all these other diseases out there are just spreading like a wildfire. They're having a real easy time spreading, and the problem with this one is it is drug resistant. Real quickly looking at the latest wastewater, as you can see, portions of far north New England and Maine are still seeing rising areas of transmission. The Ohio Valley, including Ohio and parts of the Great Lake region, there are a lot of moderate to high transmission areas. We still have this concerning area in Utah, which we talked about in the wastewater video from earlier today. If you haven't seen it, it's just a couple videos down below. And taking a look here in California, you can see for the most part it's low transmission, but we do have some concerns in the Bay Area where there are some high transmission areas. Taking a look at the CDC transmission map now, 1,764 counties are in high transmission, 777 are in substantial transmission, moderate are in 502, low makes up 179 counties. Taking a look at the latest variant proportions, XBB.1.5 is at 85%, BQ.1.1 is at 9.4%, BQ.1 is at 2.6%, XBB is at 1.2%, with a few others under 1%. Taking a look at New York State for today, 1,581 new cases reported. Test positivity is 2.8%. The previous 7 days is at 3.1%. So the 7-day average is 3.1%. So today is, again, below the average. So that average is going to continue to drop as long as that keeps happening. Taking a look at today's hospitalizations, and you will see in hospitalizations today, 1,824. That is down. However, ICUs are 199, which is up by 12 from yesterday's 187. All right. Taking a look at Texas this week, we do have concerns here. Texas this week, new confirmed cases is at 13,465. Last week was at 8,493. That is 4,972 cases higher than the previous week. So that's not a good thing to see at all. And taking a look at the hospitalizations in Texas, Texas hospitalizations, they didn't move all that much, 1,750, so relatively flat. Taking a look at the latest Walgreens data here, and on the national level, the Walgreens positivity rate is 31.4%. That is down 0.9% from 32.3% last week. And 21,419 people tested for the current week, 22,917 this week. So there's not much of a difference in testing. Taking a look at Maine, Maine's at 39% still, and that is up 8.4% from the previous week, 30.6% last week. Taking a look at New Hampshire, 30.3% this week. That's up 8.1% from last week's 22.2%. Vermont is at 36.4%. That is up 5.1% from 31.3% the previous week. Pennsylvania is at 25.3%. That's down 5% from last week's 30.3%. New Jersey is at 26.9%. That is up 2.3% from the 24.6%. And let's jump down here to Texas. Because remember, we just did Texas cases, and they were going higher. Well, the positivity is also running higher in Texas as well. At 33.8%, the prior week was 30.3%. Hey, that's up 3.5%. How about Georgia? Looks like Georgia's getting worse. 30.5% this week. The previous week was 26.4%. That's up by 4.1%. And real quickly, jumping back to Texas, the testing is down from the previous week. So 2,575 current week, 2,625 the previous week. So we'll have to watch and see if Texas testing starts to increase with the increase in cases they are now seeing. And let's just end it on Montana. 22.2% this week for the positivity in Montana. 15.2% last week. That's a difference of up 7.1%. All right. Then we come to this in deaths. There are some concerns in deaths. Yesterday, 110 deaths were added. So for the current Monday and Tuesday period, we're already at 420 deaths on the week so far. The previous Monday and Tuesday period was only 271. Now, some of that could be because of the fact that it was a holiday, President's Day, but I beg to differ on that because that's a pretty significant increase for the Tuesday reading. We'll have to see what happens with today's report. It'll probably be out later this evening, and I'll report on that tomorrow, but not good to see deaths have stopped falling, at least for the first 2 days of this week. Hopefully later in the week it's less, but not a good start. 26,165 people in the hospital. And as for the ICUs, it's 3,197 people in the ICU. Taking a look here at some international data now, where we do find more troubling trends. And in Germany, for cases, 125,034 in the last 7 days, and 94,428 in the previous 7 days. That is up 32%. Deaths in the last 7 days, 595. Previous 7 days, 492. That is up 21%. Taiwan cases are down 21%. Deaths are down 18%. Japan's down 31% on cases, down 35% on deaths. Then we come down here to this. Brazil, 60,782 cases in the last 7 days. Preceding 7 days, 35,668. That is up 70%. Then we come over here to deaths, which is even more concerning. 1,018 deaths in the last 7 days. 242 in the previous 7 days. That is a 321% increase in deaths. You have to start thinking at this point, and maybe not just Brazil, some of these other countries as well, because it's overdue to happen, new variant. You have to just start thinking about that, especially in Brazil. When you're seeing this big of an increase, something is clearly driving it to go up, or immunity is just waned from the previous variants. Austria, 39,820 cases in the previous 7 days, 34,285 in the preceding 7 days, that's a 16% increase on cases, 9% increase on deaths, 38 last 7 days, 35 previous 7 days. France, cases are up 3%. Poland, 31% increase in cases, 6% increase in deaths. Chile, 30% increase in cases, down 23% on deaths. And we'll just do one more here. Greece, cases are up 52%. Deaths are down, however, by 77%. Alright, that does it for today's pandemic update video. Again, we are seeing some troubling trends in the data in several aspects, one being international, another being in Texas, and the third being we started this week off higher deaths than last week. Hopefully we can reverse that trend with today's update or tomorrow's update, but we'll just have to wait and see. Alrighty, if you found today's video informative, hit the like and subscribe button down below. Until next time, thanks for watching. I'm Data Report for DataReport.info.